Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Saggies in early November? We're getting very close to Saggy season, actually, but what energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in early November. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out. And unfortunately, you are not having your cards read by Lumberjack Kyle or Millennial Burger Restaurant owner Kyle. I'm just a crazy guy with a dream, right? Okay, so if you know, you know. I like this energy to start off, Saggy. That's what I will say. And I've been seeing an overabundance of fire energy in all the fire signs this week. And the same goes here. Now, that's not a bad thing. Fire is your power element. So when I get a card here that reminds me of the Fool card, it's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. The energy's moving forward. It doesn't feel stuck or stagnant, hopefully. Now, you know the Fool card does have some downsides. Now, before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check it out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So although this is not a tarot deck, this has all the hallmarks of the Fool card, the protagonist of tarot. Notice she's dressed up as a jester. We got the white birds in flight. And if you look real close, there's like several cards on the floor that are actually the Fool card themselves. So she does embody all those archetypes. And again, the Fool is great for new things, new chapters, new adventures. So it's really great to see this type of energy. It's lighthearted, it's optimistic. So this could be great. Maybe some of you need to let loose or have some fun when this card's here. But the downside to the Fool is that sometimes it could be a little too act first, ask questions later. And again, it's the Aries card, and I have major Aries placements myself, so I get it. But this card can sometimes do things without fully thinking them through. So if there is a downside to this showing up in the front, you might be a little more impulsive than you normally are when this card is here. But I don't think it's like a spot or a blight on the reading. So we're just going to leave it there. Watch out for the impulse control, but this is great for new stuff. Let the Fool do what they're going to do. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Saggy friends. What do we got in early November? And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So talk about spontaneous energy. The reading was titled A Shocking Talk. There was tower-like energy, and it seemed to be centered around communication. So whether it was talks or conversations that just came in out of the blue, or speaking about things you weren't expecting to speak about, or speaking to people you weren't expecting to speak to, all of those could apply, and that energy could sometimes bleed over for a couple weeks. So keep your head on a swivel. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my Saggies. What do we have in early November? Okay. I mean, the energy's on the go. All right. We got the 8 of Cups. And the more the Aries energy is showing up here. So if you're not connected to an Aries, like you might be embodying that Aries energy in a very big way. In the center, we have Mr. Emperor chilling right here. Now, is the energy going away or going towards? That's the big question. Is it moving away or moving towards? I mean, maybe a bit of both. It's like doing a little energetic tap dance. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. So more of the communication. Yours is more water heavy than the rest of the fire signs this week, and that's okay. But we're going to let him chill there. There's a lot of other people's energy showing up here as well. So if you're an empathetic individual, that's something we'll cover. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, yeah, we do have some themes already starting to show up, even though it's only 3 cards. We have the water element showing up here big with the Eight of Cups and the Page of Cups. Now, water is usually very emotional. It's the inner world. It represents creativity and, tons of imagination and daydreaming. All that good energy represents love and personal connections, people or things that we care about. That's the beautiful thing about the water element. Sometimes it could be a little up and down. That's the downside. Sometimes it could be a little too intense, or it could be just a little too much up and down. So we'll see how it all plays out, because it's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm already picking up that vibe here a little bit. And right here in the center, we have your power element with the Emperor, big Aries energy once again. Um, and the Emperor, we'll get into the more descriptive details of him, but fire, that represents passion, drive, desire, the actions we take, the actions other people take. Uh, the internal combustion system, that's what I call it. So it is like outer world. So it's like we have inward, we have outward. So somebody could be projecting two totally different things here. Now, let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Eight of Cups. Now, I always like to start with an action card, and to me, I normally see this as a neutral. Some people don't like the Eight of Cups. Some people, most people don't really like it too much, but to me, it's just a neutral. It represents movement of energy. So if there's been something that's been a little stuck or stagnant or not moving forward, the Eight of Cups moves it forward, that's for sure. Now, in the good sense, this could be an energy that's coming your way, but in the downside, with the Eight of Cups, and who says it has to be a downside? It's an energy that's moving away from something, moving away from one thing, moving to the next. So there could be a change or an evolution in a situation or the energy in general when I see this, where it's like, okay, yeah, those Eight Cups are full, but let's go see what the Nine of Cups has to offer. So this can be really good for growth and expansion. That's one thing I like about it. In its roughest sense, though, this can represent abandonment. This can be a very fickle energy as well. It could be a flight response. It could be an avoidant type of individual as well. So we do want to look at this further and see, like, all right, is this any of that avoidant tendency? We'll just see what's up. To me, I'm just taking it as action for now. So we're going to put the Eight of Cups there. It could also represent trips and distance and travel and all that good stuff. Now, moving to the middle, the reason it confuses me a little bit, I won't say it confuses me, but it's presenting in two different ways, is we got the Emperor. Now, this is big Aries energy once again. Some people also link it to Taurus, and this represents authority, right? Like whether it's people in positions of authority, divine masculine individuals, father figures, people that call the shots. So whether this is an energy you're stepping into where it's like, I will control this outcome. I'm getting control of this situation one way or another. This is great for manifesting stuff and making it happen. Where it's like, no, this is what I say. This is what I do. When I say it, I follow through with it. That's the one thing I really like about this card, aside from the whole people in positions of authority thing. But the Emperor, in its roughest sense, can be a little overbearing. It could be an energy that's doing a little too much, that's a little too micromanaging. This can also be an energy where it's very set in its ways, my way or the highway. So we do want to look into it. It's not all great energy. But when we have this flighty energy and then this very like solid, stable type of energy, it's like, okay, well, what's what? Who is who? What version am I looking at here? Now, moving to the back end, we have the Page of Cups, totally different than the other two as well. So this could be another person, as I already mentioned with this card and now the page, like other people's energy could be very important. So if you're the type of person where you feel the things of other people and you're just super empathetic, that could be heightened in this time. Page of Cups, if it's not a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, they represent students and they represent communicators. That's a big thing with the page, especially the Page of Cups. Emotional offers, talks, conversations, getting something off of someone's chest. They are a new, fresh type of energy. But the one thing I'm really taking a look at here is the downside of this Page of Cups. It could represent someone that's not feeling too confident. It could be an energy that's a little shy. It could be an energy that's a little bashful. Remember, pages are fresh, youthful types of energies. So when it shows up right next to this Emperor, it's like, okay, you compare a page to an Emperor, like the energy just feels very bashful to say something. So whether there's something you want to say or speak about, and you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I should. Maybe I shouldn't. There's a lot of second guessing going on in this week's spread, especially with the stuff in the front. So we got a lot of stuff happening here, Saggy. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Saggy friends. for early November. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what that Eight of Cups has. So why is the Eight of Cups here, please? Why is it? Oh, okay. Looping. Like, here we go again. Yeah, all right. So we do have the Knight of Wands in reverse underneath this Eight of Cups. So there is someone or something that seems to be looping about. Okay. And again, this could be a lot of things returning. It could be behavioral patterns of somebody where it's like, I saw a little improvement, then it's back to the old thing. There's just something here that feels very cyclical. So there could be certain things you're dealing with in this time where it's like, okay, this is very reminiscent of something I've already dealt with. That's the vibe I'm picking up here. So there could be various things, situations, people, you name it, behaviors that could be looping back around and returning. That's just how it feels. Because I have the Eight of Cups that's moving that way, then the Knight of Wands comes back around. We're circling something. That's just how the energy is presenting itself to me. Now, the Knight of Wands is one of the Saggy power cards, and it's usually forward movement, forward momentum. We're making it happen. When it's in reverse, it's not, right? It's the opposite of all that. So whether it's something that's looping back around or holding off, like the Eight of Cups, it's like, ooh, I want to do something, but maybe not. There's this little second guessing that's going on too. So both of those messages could be true at the same time. For some of you, you might have a little hesitation about something, and I think that's a good thing, especially with what I saw in other fire signs this week. There's been this strong theme for all the fire signs of pacing yourself. Don't be too hasty. So a cautious approach is a good thing. But aside from that hesitation, there's this energy that seems to be circling or looping back around where it's like, hello again, or here we go again. So we're just going to leave it at that. It does feel like a return of some sort. Let's keep going. And not every return has to be a bad thing. For some of you, that could be a great thing. Let's go in on the Emperor. But for some of you, if it's a behavior pattern that you've dealt with somebody and it's not too savory, then it could be really frustrating. So watch out for stuff like that too. Repeat behavior patterns. So why is the Emperor here? Let's see what he has. Thank you. Oh, see something, say something. That's a very random phrase that I'm getting here this week, Sagittarius. It's like, and I know I don't have to tell you twice, right? And I say it all the time. I know how you Saggies are when it comes to your communication, calling stuff out. And that's kind of how this energy feels to me. The Emperor with the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. It's like, maybe there's something you just need to say. Maybe there's something you need to get off your chest. It's like, see something, say something. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be mean, not necessarily. Like the Emperor with Ace of Swords could be a little harsh, and I feel like I saw that in your energy last week as well. Like the communication could have an extra edge to it for you Saggies. You guys normally do have a sharp tongue anyway, but the energy here feels a little extra. If there is something that's bothering you, say it, right? Like you don't have to suppress it. Like you'd probably be better off saying your piece. So again, whatever the situation is, whether it ties in with this or whether it's something completely different, it would be better to get something off your chest than to hold it in. That's how the energy feels to me. Emperor with the Ace of Swords, either this is a very serious situation or a serious talk. Because when I see him with the Ace of Swords, it's like, no, he's pointing the sword. We will talk about this. We will discuss this. So again, you take for what it's worth, whether it's the situation or the talk. It feels very stern. It doesn't feel too nice. So we're going to keep going. Hopefully this isn't somebody that's a little cranky. We'll see when we get to the page, though. The energy itself, it feels even a little intimidating or a little imposing. Let's see what the page has. Maybe the energy will present in a softer way. So let's see what the Page of Cups has. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. I mean, or just know if you want to talk to somebody about something or ask an opinion, it's like, all right, well, you asked for it. You wanted the truth. Here's the truth. It's like one of those, too. Like, I thought you wanted the unfiltered truth. Let's see what's up with the page. Good. All right, so still, similar to last week, there is just a huge importance around communication here. This could be something that has been left unaddressed or unfinished. That's how this feels to me. especially with this energy on the back end. So watch out for any sort of unfinished business, unfinished situations, because to me it's like, all right, well, the energy is going to linger until it gets worked through or spoken about in the proper way. I don't know why it's coming through that way. But we have the 10 wands in reverse under the page of cups. This is great. So whereas this one's a little more stern, this one is just like, it's like once I start speaking, it just pours out. So watch out for those emotional outpours in this time. Now, again, that's not a bad thing. I think that's a great thing. But when I get this page of cups with the 10 wands in reverse, it's like I needed that. I needed to speak about this. I needed to get this off my chest. So still huge stuff here around communication. But just, yeah, watch out for the unfinished business, especially with this 10 wands. Like in the upright, it's burdened, it's holding on to something. It's very, very heavy. So when we see it in reverse under the page, it's like I'm getting it out. I'm processing it. I'm working through it. So maybe you or somebody you're connected to might need a good old fashioned vent sesh. That's the vibe I'm picking up here. Um, and don't be nervous to talk to somebody about something either. That's another thing. Because, like with the page, the bashful, and then the imposing, it's like, maybe this energy is a little nervous to bring it up. Or maybe they're nervous about a reaction where they want to say something, but they don't know how to approach the subject. But I think it will be better for all if it gets put out in the air. Let's go through and do a quick little recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So, yeah, lots of stuff here around communication and other people too. But if you look here in the box, position number one, we have the Eight of Cups with the Knight of Wands in reverse. So it's an energy that seems to be looping around. So, again, whether it's a behavior, a situation, a person, it's either something returning and it's like, hi again, Saggy. Hello. That's how the energy feels to me. There could be something you're wanting to do, but you're unsure of it, where it's like, I want to, maybe not. Maybe I'll hold off for now. There's like a second guessing going on with somebody. Moving to the middle, we have a very stern, powerful energy. We have the Emperor with the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. So, I mean, see something, say something. That came through in my intuition. Also, if you want someone's opinion, be ready for the honest truth about it, like because that's a vibe. This energy is just saying it how it is, and it feels very straightforward. So either it's a serious talk or a serious situation that needs to be discussed. Moving to the back end, I have the Page of Cups with the Ten of Wands in reverse. Watch out for unfinished business or something that is still unfinished until it's approached in the proper way. And again, this is more of like a cathartic emotional release of some sort where it's like, I needed to talk about this. But there's like this shyness too, where it's like, I know we need to talk about it, but how? Or I know I want to speak about this, but I don't know how to bring it up. There's like a hesitancy. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this card out. What do we got for Saggy? What do we got for our good Saggy friends? We got Lady Justice. Okay, cool. Nice balance to normally. So there could be a couple of things that Spirit wants you to be aware of when Justice shows up. Again, big Libra energy. To me, it also deals with signatures, contracts, and paperwork. So for some Saggies, maybe there's a situation where Spirit's just saying, hey, if you're putting your name or signature or stamp of approval on something, just read it twice or three times. Watch out for any legalities with Lady Justice. But she is a huge karmic card as well that seems to bring things into balance. So there may be a situation or two that you're dealing with, whether it's a karmic situation you've been dealing with that's going to help your metamorphosis and change moving forward, or it's the universe saying, like, hey, we'll take care of it, Saggy. The universe is going to do what the universe does. Those scales of balance will come in. So I don't necessarily feel like this is a bad thing. But the karmic energy is at play. The universal energy is at play, and that's very strong. So we're going to put that down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's two simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.